Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. It's your host, Rising Oblivion. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about some brand new news that we have from Famitsu and ATLUS regarding some new titles that we're going to be having from them in 2023. I mean, it's not a mystery. Of course, we know ATLUS is going to be making more games, but we can look a little bit deeper into what this all is saying and kind of understand what titles exactly might we expect for the 2023 year. As we also know, we are now technically part of the year of the 30th anniversary of Shin Megami Tensei. So let's keep that in mind and move forward and see what it actually says here. So there is a little bit of a message that ATLUS gave us for the new titles that they're going to be announcing for 2023. Here's a little bit that we have here from the Famitsu magazine itself. So it says, Happy New Year, thank you very much for your support and patronage for the remastered version of P4U2, so the fighting game in 2022, the Nintendo Switch version of 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, Soul Hackers 2, and the remastered version of Persona 5 Royal. Thanks for your support. The remastered edition of Persona 5 Royal has achieved 1 million sales within 1 month of its release. P5R has surpassed 3.3 million units worldwide. So they're just kind of flexing on us, you know, and how much we've all sold the games for them, basically. But it says in 2023, we will start with remastered releases of Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden. As we know, those are releasing the 19th of this month. That is so close, dude. So freaking close. And we are preparing several new unannounced titles. Please look forward to it. So we've had similar things like this in the past where they've announced new games, but the real thing is here, what exactly could we be expecting? And the first things first, I want to kind of put this video kind of into segments of the different games that we could be looking forward to in 2023. And the first things first I kind of just want to get out of the way is Persona. Obviously, that's kind of the big thing, I guess you could say, when it comes to ATLUS, especially right now, is Persona. So let's go ahead and take a little bit of a look of what that might entail when it comes to the Persona stuff. So Kazuya Wada actually talked about potential new Persona series and projects to be out in the future. However, he said it would only be at the right time in the future. So we know that there's going to be new Persona projects, not just a main Persona game, but potentially other things from the Persona series, maybe potential spin-offs or remasters or whatnot. There's been a big sort of thing about Persona 3 being remastered. I'm not too sure how I feel about that, or like a full-on remake of that. With the new releases happening the 19th, that seems unlikely. More than likely, this is something about like the, you know, Persona 6 teasers or something like that, or potential spin-offs or things along, you know, that road, I guess you could say. We do know from the past that there were certain actual titles that were, I guess you could say, sort of copyrighted around Persona 5. So Persona 5 has copywritten stuff like Persona 5 Arena, Persona 5A, different things like that, trademarks that are actually, you know, ATLUS has paid for and has trademarked as something that they are going to use potentially in the future. Doesn't always happen. Sometimes they just trademark these things ahead of time, then they find the right title for it, and that is what is eventually made. So we do know there is more things that they are potentially working on when it comes to Persona 5, and of course mainline titles like Persona 6. So that could be what this is talking about. We could expect possibly teasers and things like that within this year, or potentially other stuff, you know, regarding spin-off titles, or maybe a spin-off title this year. Who knows? We're just going to have to kind of keep our eyes peeled and look forward to the rest of this year. That's kind of why I'm making this video, so that we can take a look into what we might possibly be getting. And of course, subscribe to the channel because I will be covering that stuff when it comes out. So let's move on over to the next game and take a look at what we might also be getting this year from ATLUS. Okay, so Shin Megami Tensei is what I think is the best possibility for new games this year. This is the 30th anniversary, and we have seen what they have already done for the Shin Megami Tensei series. SMT 3 getting ported, remastered, brought everywhere. That's really good. I think that was overall a positive for them. It didn't sell, I think, as well as maybe what they thought it was going to, but it still did well, and it was a positive impact, I think, overall in the community. And we also know what they were doing with the Persona 25th anniversary and how successful that was. I think they kind of see that, they kind of realize that, and I think Sega does as well. So this year being the 30th anniversary of Shin Megami Tensei, you know, their main line, their core of sort of all the stuff that has made Atlus successful and the spin-offs that have come off of that, including Persona and the, you know, Summoner series. Soul Hackers 2 wouldn't be here without it. You know, all these different games wouldn't be here. So I think it is kind of safe to say we know that they're going to be going down this similar route that they did with the Persona 25th anniversary. Hopefully the execution's done a little bit better, because I think overall the things we got from the Persona 25th anniversary was great. It was just kind of the execution of it was kind of lackluster and kind of just confusing overall. I really enjoyed what we got, but man, it was kind of confusing to fully understand what all was going on. So we possibly be getting something similar to that this year, though, with, of course, Shin Megami Tensei. We could be seeing potential ports from older games. Like I said, we had SMT 3. We know it's something that they can do. I would love to see something like SMT 4 and Apocalypse be ported over to like Switch or something like that, or potentially seeing something else with Shin Megami Tensei 5. There was a rumor, again, a couple days ago, I don't know why all these crazy rumors are just jumping around, that there's going to be a new SMT title releasing this year. And I mean like a mainline SMT title. So what does that mean? Are they just completely done with Shin Megami Tensei 5? I'm not 100% sure. Not all these rumors are something that you can, you know, take full heart. I mean, you always have to take them with a grain of salt, right? People have been talking about a Persona 3 remake for like a couple of years now, you know what I mean? Like ever since Persona 4 jumped onto PC, there's always been talks about stuff like that. So it's kind of hard to say. Part of me does wonder if they are done with SMT5 and are moving on to their brand new, you know, I guess, SMT6 title, because what we have seen in the past with our past titles, SMT3 has lots of DLC, story DLC added later. Persona 4, sort of similar, like Apocalypse is kind of, it's like DLC, although it's like, you could very definitely argue it's like, it's a full-on game. I mean, it is a full-on game, but you get what I'm saying. Is there going to be something like that for SMT5, or are we just going to be seeing a brand new title that has nothing to do with SMT5? You know what I mean? We could be seeing that go either way. I personally don't think they're done with SMT5. I don't know the likelihood of them porting that or bringing that around, because it's very like a Nintendo sort of strict type of thing, other than SMT3 being like kind of the outlier when it comes to that. But I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I would like to see them try and maybe do some kind of DLC or something like that with SMT5, but also on the other hand, I'm just happy to see new SMT titles. Whether it's remakes, remasters, SMT6, whatever. I don't think we're going to be getting SMT6 this year, but I maybe would expect them to at least talk about it. Not even a teaser or anything, but I'm curious to just hear what they have to say about it. Okay, and lastly, let's take a look at what it comes to Project Refantasy. Now, this is one that we have known about for quite some time now, like 3 years we've kind of known about Project Refantasy. They gave us some news in 2020 regarding it, that the development was currently at its highest, it's at its climax. And in 2021, we had some new things regarding development and the project, and they're very excited to be giving this game to us. In 2022, we really didn't have anything regarding Project Refantasy. We know what it is. It's sort of an Atlus game done in a fantasy, as in the title, fantasy sort of, I guess you could say, mythos, and sort of the atmosphere and everything is going to be more core to, like, I guess what older JRPGs used to be like the classic, you know, Final Fantasy, I guess like 1 through 6, I guess you could say. It's going to be more along that line, but done in the Atlus way, of course. So it is a cool game. It's definitely something I want to see, because I just love that sort of atmosphere anyway. I love that sort of D&D / Tolkien-esque sort of storytelling and world building, so that could be very cool to see Atlus's take on that. I definitely would be happy to play that game, because I think that'd be super cool to play and just see kind of where they go. All these demons and gods I think fit super well when it comes to that sort of atmosphere anyways, but we really haven't had anything. 2022 was kind of radio silent when it came to Project Refantasy. Now you could say that that was because Persona 25th Anniversary was something they were focusing on. We had other things that they were doing, events and whatnot, so you could say there really just wasn't much to say. They're just working on the game, but that could also mean they had these past couple of years to work very hard on this game, and this year could be the year that we end up getting it. I would personally hope that we would at least get like a trailer or something like that, something to give us some kind of direction as to what we might be expecting for this game a little bit more. Obviously we know it's fantasy based, but what's kind of the story behind it? What is sort of the setting? What are the characters we're dealing with? And potentially something like, I don't know, a potential release date. A release year or something like that would be pretty interesting. I personally think that this game could come out this year. We don't really know. It's kind of a shot in the dark, but them going radio silent for a year could mean that they're trying to finish things up. They said that this game's development's been at its climax for the past couple of years, so you'd assume by now that it probably would be done, don't you think? So who really knows? We could be expecting quite a lot this year, guys. I'm happy. I'm glad for all the new subscribers that have subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much for doing so. I'm very happy for you guys to be here, and I look forward to covering new content. We could potentially see some Persona stuff this year, of course, mainline Shin Megami Tensei, Project Refantasy, and maybe some other smaller remakes or titles. So it looks like Atlus is giving us a packed full year of potential stuff that we could be getting, and it sounds like we're going to be maybe getting a lot this year. Us Atlus fans might be eating pretty damn well, which is nice. We've had a couple years here or there where there just wasn't a whole lot going on, and starting this year off with Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden, man, that's not a bad way to start things off, not at all. And I have a giveaway. I'm going to link that at the end of this video. You can just click it on the screen. I'm doing a giveaway, Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden. Figure out how to enter in that video. Get yourself some free games, man. Get yourself some free games. But I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts about all of this stuff down in the comment section below. What are you looking forward to this year? Do you think Atlus is going to do this or Atlus is going to do that? Let me know what you're expecting. Are your expectations high? Your expectations low? Mine are kind of in the middle somewhere, I think. I'm optimistic, but not overly optimistic. You know how it is with Atlus. But that's going to be this video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe for more content. As always, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you all so much for watching.